Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren encounter what would become one of the most sensational cases from their files. The fight for the soul of a young boy takes them beyond anything they had ever seen before to mark the first time in U.S. history that a murder suspect would claim demonic possession as a defense. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back into another video, and today is another Fanatic film review. I'm hoping the audio sounds good. I'm hoping it looks good. We're still trying to figure out this set, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, we're here to talk about a brand new film. We've been talking a lot of horror lately. I know that. I am aware. And y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of horror, but there was a film that I saw last year that actually kind of piqued my interest, and that was the first Conjuring. And today we are talking The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. I'm actually kind of excited to talk about this one because it's not as good as the first two, but I enjoyed certain things about it. So I think without further ado, let's just kind of get into the review. So the first major thing that's really done well here is the performances. You've got Patrick Wilson back, Vera Farmiga's back as well, Ed and Lorraine. They are fantastic. I mean, I have not seen a lot of films with our main two protagonists in them, but from just this alone, the acting chops are there. These are career best performances just in the entire franchise. It's just absolutely incredible what they are able to accomplish. The rest of the supporting cast is fantastic as well. I mean, just everything about the performances are just very, very well done. The next biggest thing for me, and this is really the driving factor of really why I enjoyed this film as much as I did, is the story and the antagonist. So the thing about the first two Conjuring films, I'm gonna be talking about this series I'm gonna be talking about this trilogy as a whole throughout this review. The thing about the first two they were fighting against something that was outerworldly, not human, not anything they could control. And that was intriguing, and that actually made it really, really just impactful and really well done. But you have in this film an actual opponent that is human, real life, but also can just rain absolute terror. And I really, really liked that because in these films, Ed and Lorraine, they got to figure out how to stop whatever is going on, but at the same time, they are in control. They know what they're doing. This time, there is an opponent that knows just as much, if not more, and is a very worthy opponent to Lorraine. And I'm going to get into a second something that they did that I actually enjoyed. This is Lorraine's story. It really, truly is. And it is Lorraine versus this other lady. And I really, really enjoyed that about this film. I'm not going to get into many more specifics because I want to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. You can kind of pick up on that in the trailer, so I don't really feel like that's that big of a spoiler. But I really enjoyed it. I really liked that they did that. The second thing I really enjoy about the way that the story is written. I'm going to give a spoiler warning here. It's not the biggest spoiler, but it is something. So I'm going to give a spoiler warning here. It's here. Sidelining Ed for a majority of the movie was the right thing to do, because then we are forced to really dive deep into Lorraine and what she is capable of doing. We get some of that in the first two films, but in this film in particular, we really get to see the extent of what Lorraine is capable of doing. Sidelining Ed puts Lorraine in the spotlight. It is Lorraine against our antagonist, and I love that because they are two people that can do similar things that are on completely different sides, and it is that battle, and I really truly love that about this film. That is the one thing that really stood out for me that I really enjoyed. The suspense, the thing I love about these films, and the reason why I love them even though I am not a horror fan. The suspense, not relying completely on jump scares. It's the exact same as A Quiet Place, and I talked about this in my Quiet Place Part 2 review. Not being overly reliant on jump scares is a good thing. When they hit, but you don't need to throw a billion at you. The reason why, like, The Nun and some of the other spin-offs of this series are just not great, and why I didn't rate them that high, it's because all it is jump scares. There wasn't a lot of story. You didn't really feel it. You didn't really buy it. So with that, they didn't do that here. This relied on the suspense. This relied on the thriller type nature of the writing. I enjoyed that. That kept me involved. That kept me on the edge of my seat, and I actually was eliciting the emotions they wanted me to elicit. Fantastic. There's a twist. The twist I really liked. I didn't see coming. Some people may think that it is a little bit, you may have been able to figure it out. It's a little bit, oh, yeah, sure. But for me, it fooled me. I wasn't prepared for that twist, and then when I found out what was happening, I was like, whoa, they're going there. And I really enjoyed that. I really, really, truly liked that. It's not too scary. None of these films, well, of the three Conjuring, the actual main trilogy, none of them are too scary. Now, the scary part is that this stuff, depending on what you believe in, this stuff could be real. So that stuff is kind of scary, but it's not scary in terms of jump scares, blood, gore, stuff like that. It's very condensed. Again, it is more of a thriller. It is more of suspense. I really like that because, again, I will always drive this into the ground. I'm not a horror guy. I'm just not. I don't like horror. I don't choose to watch horror. I'm watching these movies because they're the big blockbusters coming out. But with that being said, I enjoyed this for what it was. Is it my favorite Conjuring movie? No, because I think the first two are just undeniably fantastic movies. Not just horror movies, fantastic movies. This one is pretty good as well. It's not as bad as people may be saying it is. But with the good comes the bad. Why are we trying... And I'm going to get really close for this. Why are we trying to put Marvel-esque jokes into this type of film? Why are we doing that? Look, James Wan wasn't here. We can tell, you can tell. The direction is not as clean cut as it was when James Wan was here. The script was not as clean and concise as it was when James Wan was here. You feel that hole in the film. That is a negative because it's just not, it is just not as high quality as it probably could have been. But then on top of that, why are we adding jokes to a film like this? Why are we doing that? That's not necessary. We don't need that. That is really my biggest gripe with this film. Again, it is a little predictable at times. You can tell that the quality of direction is a little bit down. It's good enough, but I wouldn't say it is up to the forte like a James Wan. You really could feel that he was not there, but again, there was a lot of really good about it, but there was just some things that I didn't enjoy that much. But I think that's pretty much it for the review. Let's get into the point breakdown. So I gave it 20 out of 25 for entertainment. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. 18 out of 20 for performances. Like I said, performances here are unmatched, undefeated. 7 out of 10 for direction. I believe I gave James Wan like a 9 out of 10 for The Conjuring 2. So like it is a step down. Not drastically, but it is a step down. I gave it 7 out of 10 for writing. Again, the jokes. I don't like the jokes. Why are the jokes in there? 8 out of 10 for emotion. The suspense is still there. I am enlisting that emotion. I did enjoy that. Cinematography, 9 out of 10. I think it's shot well, but Pacing, 4 out of 5. Rewatchability, 4 out of 5. And an automatic 5 out of 5 points. If you did the math, that means I gave The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, an 82 out of 100. Again, this is just how I'm going to end this. You can tell James Wan is not here anymore. You can tell that there is that gap, there is that hole. You can tell that that is a thing. But the thing that this film does right, and it's a lot like A Quiet Place, it's not too scary. It doesn't rely a lot on jump scares. It relies on the story, the characters, the suspense, and I like that. I like that there is an adversary that is just up to the task to compete with Lorraine, who is pretty OP if I do say so myself. Performances are fantastic. Everything about that is just very well done. And again, the writing may not be great at times, but there are things that are done very, very well. So that is my review. I'm sorry I just hit the mic. I really got to stop doing that. But let me know down below in the comments, because this is out on HBO Max now, so you could go watch this right now if you're watching this. Let me know down below in the comments, what did you think of The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It? I was intrigued throughout. I really liked the suspense. The performances are very, very well done. But I want to hear from you. Let me know down below, what did you think? I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. The last thing I'm going to say before we get out of here is, hey, we are trying to reach 700 subscribers as soon as possible. So if you are new here, if you have never seen one of my videos, if you enjoy anything you saw here today, please consider dropping a subscription. It really does mean the absolute world. We grow more, I can do more videos, I can take more time. All of that will be great. But guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.